All right, so today we are basically going to focus on participle clauses. This is something that you can usually use in your OET writing, but I'm going to come at this from just, well, we will think of this in terms of OET writing, but it's really just a grammar class today. Okay, so perhaps you could use it into the speaking as well, OET speaking. First thing we're going to do is check that you can see my document, guys. Can you see this here?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, everyone can see that. Fantastic. So what color do you see on the screen?
Green.
Okay, just testing it's the right one. Okay, so let's start off with a bit of a warm-up game. Because this is a kind of a grammar class, let's start off with word form. My word form game. It's very easy. All you've got to do is I will type a word and you just have to tell me if it's a verb or a noun or an adjective or anything like that. Okay, so for example, if I say this, eat. I'm trying to think if this is a game like the fastest person to do it, right? So that is obviously a verb, okay? What about if I said something like, how about this? Verb, shout it out as quickly as you can. What about this?
Noun.
Mission. Yeah, it is. Oops.
I
can't spell today. Yeah. I'm going crazy. Okay, so that's the noun form. Okay. What else? I'm trying to think of the reason I'm doing this. There's a word I really want to use. Oh yeah, that was it. I'm trying to remember it. Compliant.
Adjective.
Okay.
Noun.
Adjective?
Noun.
What about now?
Adjective.
What about now?
Noun.
This one is the adjective, okay? And it's commonly confused with the compliance, which is a
No.
So if I say
You're writing compliance.
Yep. Compliance. If I say he is non-compliance, is that correct? He is non-compliant.
Non-compliant.
The reason is
It's a noun.
fantastic. Okay, it's a common error. Okay, what about something like surgery? Okay, what's going on today? Surgery.
Noun.
Okay, is there a verb form?
No.
What is the adjective form? Adjective
Surgical.
form? Yeah, fantastic.
Surgical.
Well, you guys-
Countable or non-countable?
That's a good question. It's the problem with surgery is it can be both. It can actually be both, but usually uncountable. Okay, but I think it can be both in different situations. Okay, when you're doing your OET letter, just uncountable. Okay, this is the adjective form. What about something like normal?
No. Adjective.
Noun or adjective?
Adjective.
Okay, so I often see this error in OET writing. Someone will say the results reveal, so far so good, normal. Is that right?
No.
ED.
Why is that wrong? Not ED. No. Why is that wrong?
Revealed.
Limit. It's
What-
not complete.
Normal range.
Well, yeah, it's not complete. What type of word is reveal?
Verb.
Verb.
So after reveal, you need a
Noun.
noun or adjective?
Noun.
You need a noun
Noun.
because it's a normal word. I can't say I want hot. Why can't I say that?
I want hot soup.
Wow.
Because it's like hot what?
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So the results reveal normal. That's an adjective. So it has to be reveal normal.
Limits.
Yeah, you could say limits.
Range.
Like that.
Normal range.
Well, the problem is people want to say this, don't they? The results reveal normal results, and that doesn't make any sense. Okay. So we don't have the results, we have the tests, right? So the tests reveal, and now you can put that into ED if you want, normal results. Okay. It's all about word formation, isn't it? Sorry. It's understanding that normal is a noun, is an adjective, sorry. I need to drink more tea today. I'm getting a bit sleepy. Okay, so that was just a bit of a warm-up game, okay? We're not doing word formation, although we should do more classes on that, actually, okay? Maybe I will do a class in the future. Today, what are we studying? Participle clauses, okay?
Participle clauses.
And we'll start off this class with a kind of an introduction to it. Then I'm going to make a diagram about the different types of participle clauses. And then you guys are going to write 5 OET style participle clause sentences. And then hopefully in your OET letters, you can start to write them. Okay. So let's get started. I'm going to start by showing you this letter here. And I don't want anyone to say anything, please. Just read this quietly for, let's just say 30 seconds. Okay. We'll just read. Time starts now. 30 seconds. Just take it in. I'm going to ask you some questions, okay? But you just need to read it and to understand it for now. I'm going to drink some tea. Okay, so that's 30 seconds. Does anyone see any errors here? We'll start off with the errors. I think I put an error in this.
Yeah.
Does anyone
Was
see it?
presented.
Yeah. Okay, so what's that? Why is that an error?
It's passive.
Yeah.
Presented only.
Active.
Presented with.
So you can't use presented in the passive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because that would mean that someone else did it. That, to be honest, in English, what that means is someone picks you up like this. If you look at my camera and just goes, here she is. Will you take her? Right? That doesn't make sense in a hospital. So we would say in the passive, we would say
Admitted.
admitted. Okay. Is that okay now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you can use this verb in the passive voice. Okay. All right, so that was the error. Maybe there's one more. I don't think so, but maybe can anyone see one? I think we're okay. Oh, yeah, go on.
Our temperature.
Can't see that here.
Rustical.
No, a
Our
temperature.
temperature.
That's fine. Our temperature is fine. So you would say our temperature off.
Yeah.
That's fine. Okay, so let's focus on this class then. So what are we studying today?
Participle clause.
And I know that some of you
Participle
done, yeah, some of you have done this before. So I guess you can all draw on my screen, can you? Or you can tell me where is the participle clause here?
Having experience.
Having experience.
Yeah.
Having experience.
Would anyone like to draw on my screen? You can see the pen at the top or the bottom. Just, it's actually the whole thing here.
Yeah.
All right, fantastic. And I'm going to ask a bonus question now. So having experienced patient persistent symptoms, investigations were performed. That is called a participle clause. All right. Bonus question is, what is this one called?
Relative clause.
Relative
clause.
Non-relative.
Yeah, it's a relative clause.
Which
All right. So
non-dependent.
we have a participle clause and we have a relative clause. And I think I want to start this class by contrasting relative clause, participle clause. Okay. What do I mean by contrast? What does contrast mean?
However.
Different.
Contradict.
Different.
Opposite.
So let's go into more detail. Let's have a look at this. Okay. So we've got the sentence here. Sorry, let me just put this into purple again. What is the difference between a relative clause and a participle clause? I'm going to ask one of you to answer this question. I'm going to ask Idil, if she's there. If not Adil, we'll go for Sarah. Could you guys say hello?
Hello.
Hello. Do you know the answer to this question? Do you know what the difference is between them?
No.
I'll help you. Okay, it's very easy. Okay, participle relative clause. Okay, what does a relative clause do? If I say I like pizza, it describes, doesn't it? So if I say what does it describe?
Define.
The
It
noun.
describes the main.
The situation.
It describes the
The
noun.
situation
Noun.
or situation.
Situation. Good. In this case, if I say I like pizza that is hot, What is the noun that is being described?
Pizza.
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 Pizza, right? And what are we saying about the pizza?
It is
It's
hot.
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 So you could say, I like hot pizza, couldn't you? Right? That's also
Yeah.
describing, okay? That's called a relative clause. Let's look at this participle clause, though. Having experienced persistent symptoms, investigations were performed. Is that describing?
No.
It's
No.
not describing
No.
at all,
No.
okay? What does it do? What does the participle clause do? Let me ask Roshni, because I think she knows, or John.
Maybe
Not
telling
sure.
the result.
In this case,
Cause and effect.
it's related to results, but I want you to be more general, okay? Some relative participle clauses do that, some do not, okay? In general, what do they do? John, do you know? Or Rajput?
Mm.
Or
First-
Ling?
One event happens, then consequently
Which
on.
one?
Well, it's to do with events. Okay,
Yeah,
how,
which
how
one
many
happened first?
how many events are there?
Two.
Two
events.
different events.
So
Two events.
a participle clause, I'm just going to say connects two events. It's not always one after the other, right? Sometimes it's at the same time.
Okay.
Okay. Sometimes there's more complicated ones, like if I said, being a mother, I have a lot of responsibility, right?
Yeah.
Is that two events? No.
Connection.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say connects two events, or it might connect a state, okay, as well, like being a mother. Okay, but we'll talk about that later. Just to keep it simple for now, it's two events. So if I said, for example, the car crashed, okay, into the I don't know, into the what? Into the tree, comma, injuring the what?
The driver.
Driver.
The driver. Okay. So where's the participle clause here?
Injuring.
Injuring.
Injuring the driver.
Excellent. And what we're saying, guys, is that participle clauses connect two events. Okay, that's all we're saying for now. What I'm going to teach you in this class is different types of participle clauses. Okay, there are different connections between things. For example, this one here, having experienced persistent symptoms, investigations were performed. What is the connection with that one? Sorry.
Reason.
It's a reason why.
So this one and this one, reason, yeah?
Mhm.
Having experienced, yeah, it's almost like reason or the result of something.
Yeah.
That's the connection here, guys. I'm going to teach you 5 of the most common ones that you tend to see all the time in this class, all right? And let me just clear this. I'm going to teach these 5, and we're also going to talk about the grammar, because I know, Roshni, you were saying you would like a bit more on the grammar, okay? So 5 connections for participle clauses, all right? The first one we're going to look at is this one, guys. Can everyone see this here? Watching TV on Monday, Mr. Green also called his mother. What's the connection here?
Together. Both events.
Both the event having together.
At the time.
Same time.
Time. Right. So you can use a participle clause to talk about things that are happening at the same time, right? Watching TV on Monday, Mr. Green also called his mother. All right. Let's do a quick, I'm going to test you guys, see if you can do something like this. Okay, so I've got this here. Dinner, kitchen. All right, listen. Oops. Radio. Who can make a sentence for me? Does anyone think they can make a sentence, participle clause? 2 things at the same
I
time.
was listening to radio while having dinner.
So if I say this though, so I was listening to the radio. Say that again.
While having dinner.
While having dinner. Now, that's a correct sentence, but it's not a participle clause, okay? But it is happening at the same time.
Making dinner in the kitchen
Yeah, okay, making
While-
dinner.
while
listening radio.
Making
I was
dinner.
listening to the radio.
I listen to the music.
Do I need to say while? No.
No.
Right.
No.
That's something different. It's got the same meaning, but
Yeah.
it's different grammar. The grammar is different. So you just say making dinner. I
Listen to
I
listening to.
right.
I
that's it.
listen.
I listen to the radio. So it's happened. Oops.
At
It's
the same
happening
time, yeah.
at the same time. Can anyone else make me a sentence? Fella, do you want to try and make one? From your own.
Or
From your own.
listening to radio.
Listening to radio.
Radio. She makes dinner.
Made a dinner.
She makes the dinner. Listening to the radio. Yeah, you could change it round. Yeah, you're right. Listening to the radio. She made dinner. Past tense. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the same time. I would say, guys, take my advice here from someone I've taught a lot of OET. This isn't the most useful for OET, but sometimes it's useful. Okay. Let's look at the next one though. Opening the envelope, he read the referral letter. Now, what is the connection here?
One event after another.
One event after another.
Yeah. Immediately.
It's one event
After the other.
after the other. What's the missing word?
Immediately.
Immediately
Occurs.
after.
Immediately. So what does that mean, immediately?
Just
Right away after.
And after a minute.
Straight after.
Suddenly.
Quickly.
Suddenly,
short time.
quickly. Okay.
Quickly.
So, you can imagine the envelope open. And what's the next thing that happens?
We're reading,
Wait.
yeah.
Yeah. So this idea of immediately, usually if you use participle clauses for one event after another with this grammar here, I'll talk to you about the grammar more in a minute, but this is one event immediately after the other. What about this one though? Having opened the envelope, he
one
read
after
the-
one. Here it's clear that, you know, Alan, for me, example number 2, it's like happening in the same time. Because opening,
Mhm.
so it's when I was opening the envelope, I read, for example, I read.
No, yeah, but it doesn't mean that. It's one after the other, guys, but not immediately.
First,
No,
you
Okay.
open the envelope and then read.
No,
the-
Alan, I mean
Go on.
that here in this example number 3, it's very obvious that it's happening one after one. But for me,
Right.
number 2,
Yeah.
I was talking about number 2. So
All right.
feel like it's happening in the same time.
Well, I mean, it's very similar to this, but you can't read the letter at the same time as opening the envelope, I guess is the idea.
Yeah, but-
Like
yeah.
opening the door, I saw the teacher. Like we say that,
That is
but it can't happen at the same time, but it's almost the same time. Okay. And the grammar is exactly the same here, fella. You don't really, there's no difference in grammar, but there is a difference in grammar for this one, guys. What do you notice here?
So
What type of word is that?
having opened, that is
having
past.
opened, it's
Past
Participle.
participle. Yeah.
Oh,
Verb
yes,
3.
verb
Okay.
3. Yeah.
So let's have a quick practice of this. If I show you, I'm going to give you guys a quick activity. All right. Oops. So you can see now this, you can put this in the chat box. Open door night, see thief. Can anyone make me a participle clause? You can type it into the chat box.
Having opened the door.
Opening the
I
door.
saw
I
the-
saw the-
Yeah, you can say it if you want, but let's type it into the chat box though. Just type me a sentence. What's the grammar? Look at the grammar here. You see the structure. See if you can make the structure here. Opening door night, see thief. Usually we go into the past tense here, guys. We don't use see, right? Usually we go into, and then when you finish that, why not try to do this one here? Finished essay, sleep. I'll put many, okay? Just write me a sentence in the chat box. See if you can do 2. Number 2 and number 3. Here we go. From Roshni, opening the door at night, I saw the thief. Yeah, fantastic. Alina, good. John, good. Nishadi, excellent. Batwan, open the door, the thief was seen. You're putting into passive, Batwan, I like that, really good. Open the door at night, he saw the thief, excellent, Raji. And then fella's going for number 2 here. Having studied for many months, she succeeded in her exam. Yeah, now that one is not finish the essay. Stay with this because that sounds like a result to me, fella.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that- Now, sometimes they are a bit mixed. You can kind of mix them up, but just for now, we need to keep it simple. So, yeah, try and do the finished essay one. Anyone else doing? It looks like very good for this first one here. Very nice. Having finished the essay, I slept many hours. There you go, Alina. Perfect. Having opened the window at night, he saw the thief. I like that, Raji. You've changed it slightly. That's really nice. Okay, good. Can we have a few more of these? Having finished the essay, I slept many hours. Having finished the essay, I slept for many hours. Fantastic. Fantastic. Opening it. Excellent. A lot of you are putting it into passive. The thief was seen. That's okay. That's good. You can use passive here as well. Okay, so we have something happening at the same time. And then we have what I'm going to call sequential. What does sequential mean, guys?
One after another.
One after the other, okay? And there's two different types. One is immediately and one is not immediately. Okay, and you see that this one you have having opened, right? And this one you just have ing. Okay, I'll talk to you more about that later. But what about this one? A car crashed, injuring Mrs. Green's left shoulder. Now we're not talking about,
Results.
yeah, we're talking about
Result. Consequence.
results. Okay, so the ing clause is a result. Okay, this is very important. Notice this is very important, guys. So the ing clause, it's the result, it's not the cause. Does that make sense? The cause is
Car crash.
that an ing sort of clause? No, it's just subject and verb. Okay, so the ing clause is the result. Let's all make a quick sentence again. I'll give you more information on the grammar in a minute, but you could try and make a sentence if you want. Tree fall evening, break leg. Okay, tree fall evening, break leg. Make me a sentence using those words. Look at the structure here. Remember that the ing is the result. Right, I'll just make it more simple. It's a result. So again, just type in the chat box if you want. Type a little sentence so I can see that everyone can do this. I like this one, Rajput. Finishing the essay, I slept tightly. That's really good. I slept soundly, we say, I guess, meaning like in a very good way. So who can do this? Tree falling evening, break leg. Type it into the chat if you can. Tree falling evening, break leg. Excellent. Okay, so we've got our first one coming through. I'm just going to read these to you. Batuan says, a tree fell in the evening, breaking my leg. Okay, perfect. If you wanted to make it more OET style, you could say, breaking Mrs. Jones's leg, something like that. Roshni, having tree fell in the evening, he broke the leg. Now Roshni, what did I say about ing being the result? Right?
Okay.
In your example, is it the result or is it the cause? Oops, why did it do that? What just happened? Roshni, in your example, is it the cause or is it the result?
It's the result, I think.
What's just happened? Here we go. Guys, can I just show you Roshni's sentence? Because this is really important. Sorry about this.
That's why I give some mistake.
Let me just, can everyone see this here? So let's paste this. Why does it keep doing that? Oh, maybe paste special. 1 second. Nope. Okay, I'm just going to read it, guys. In fact, Roshni, can you just say it to me again? What did you say? You said having tree fallen, something like that?
Yeah. Having tree fell in the evening, he broke the leg.
Having tree
fell in the
evening.
He broke the leg.
He broke the leg. Why is that wrong, guys?
Here it's present like a cause.
Yeah, here the ing
Is a cause.
is the cause, not the result. And so it doesn't really make any sense, Roshni. Okay, so try again with that one. Okay, but that's a very common error, very, very common. That's why I was stressing it before. Okay, so you can learn from that and just do another one. Again, tree fell in the evening, she breaking her leg, Rawan, right? So we want the ing to be the result, not the cause, right? The result. Rajput, the tree fell on my leg and the result having fractured my leg. Well, Rajput, again, right? Look at the structure of this, guys. You say, I eat an apple. What type of structure is that? Subject. What's eat, guys? Verb, right? And then we have a comma, and then we have, what's the result of eating an apple?
ing.
What's the result of it? Making me happy?
Happy.
Eating my apple, very simple,
Funny
simple
joker,
man.
yeah.
That's all I need, an apple, and I'm happy. Okay, so guys, you're all making the mistake that I knew. Don't have the ing at the start. It's not the cause, it's the result. Okay, it's at the end. John, I fell from the tree last night, breaking my leg. Thank you, John. Okay, Roshni, tree fell on his leg in the evening, breaking his leg. Excellent, Roshni, you've got it now. Okay, Kevin, tree fell last night, resulting in breaking my leg. There you go, guys. Okay, there's a few article errors, but we have a good example here from lots of you. Okay, any questions on this one quickly before we move on to the next one? Because the next one is even harder than this one.
Can I ask one?
Yes, please.
Why do we say having tree fell in the evening? Mustn't it be like having fallen tree in the evening, maybe?
No, well, that's what I mean. This one is wrong. This is an example of
Okay.
Yeah. So you always have to put the ing at the end, right? You can't put the ing clause at the start, right? I can say watching TV on Monday. That's okay because it's the same time, right? If I want result, it has to be at the end. Right? We'll talk more about that in a second. Oops. Whoever that is, if you could just mute yourself, please, we can hear you. I'll just do it. Oh, there we go. Right, last one. This is the one that really drives me a bit crazy. Being a doctor, he works a lot. Who here can put on their microphone and tell me what's the connection?
That's a cause. Being doctor is a cause for working hard, working a lot.
It's a profession.
Kind of the cause, kind of. So it's a little bit like a cause, isn't it? But is it the start or is it the end?
Start.
Yeah, the start is the cause.
Yeah. Anyone else? Well, this is the key thing. So a state. What do you mean by state?
It's like the example
Being a doctor.
being a mother. I have lots of responsibilities. So it's a situation that I am in, or what am I?
Yeah, like a situation. I like that. Thank you. I'm going to use that in future classes. Situation, right? That causes something. Okay, so who here is a doctor? Who is a doctor? I know there's doctors here. Don't be shy.
Yes, we are. I am. Sorry, not we are. I am.
Do you work a lot?
I have to, yes. Yeah.
And it's because you're a doctor, right? That's why you work a lot, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
That's like also maybe you're a very honest man or whatever. State. It's a state, right? What does state mean, guys? State. It's not like it's not an action, is it? A state.
No, it's
Beauty.
Generally true.
Beauty. Yeah, you might say, if I say you're beautiful, that's not something that you're doing.
I think it's something that is really connected to the person, not to the situation. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, a bit like status, yeah, definitely. So you might say here's a status, being the king. That's a status, isn't it? Right?
Yes.
He doesn't work a lot. So
That's true.
this is a state, right? I'm probably going to get in trouble for that now. Let me give you another example. If I say I have a car, is that something that I am doing?
Having
a car.
Having car.
Not related to you. Not state, Alan. It's not
Have is a state verb.
being.
Right.
is a state
So you
verb.
could say having a car. What could I say, guys? Having a car.
I drive a lot.
Yeah, I drive a lot. Okay, so this is the one that's the most tricky to understand. But basically, yeah, it's a state or situation that causes something else. Okay, in OET, you're probably going to say something like this: being a mother, right? You're talking about a patient being a mother of two. What might we say in an OET letter? She, Mrs. Jones,
lives alone.
Is that
No.
No.
this has to cause
She's
Yeah.
always busy.
Is
always busy,
stressful.
right? What kind
He
of
is
paragraph?
stressful.
Yeah, what kind of paragraph would you put that in OET writing?
Background.
Social background.
Right? Great place to use your participle clauses is in social background. Okay. So we have the whole thing. Again, I'm going to test you guys. I want you guys to try and do one for me now. Okay. So again, in the chat box, can I ask you guys to type me this? Nurse, care and support. Very easy. Okay. Type me one in the chat box, a sentence using this structure. Nurse, care and support. Off you go. Just type it into the chat. All right, so we've got being a nurse, she provides care and support to the patients. There you go, Rita, easy, right? Kevin, being a nurse, she provides care and support to the patients. Being a nurse, I care and support patients. There we go, Baron. Roshni, being a nurse, one, have to supportive and caring. Okay, if you want a more difficult one, how about this? How about this? Having, I want have, okay? I will have, what could you say in OET? Having 2 stents, right? What follows from that? If you have a stent, what can you do? What can you not do?
Shouldn't heavy exercise.
Cardiac rehab.
No heavy exercise. There we go. No exercise. Try and make me a sentence with that. See if you can do it. Having, you can't say having 2 stents, right? Maybe you have to have look.
No, have
Actually, you can. Sorry, you can say both. You could say having had, or you could say having. You can actually just say having 2 stents. It's fine. Having 2 stents in my, finish that sentence. Yeah. Most people have got the nurse one. That's really, really good with the nurse one. What about, you try and make your own one. Being a doctor, being a nurse, being a mother, having 2 stents, having a false leg, right? False leg. What's the consequence of that? Let's have some of your own questions here, your own sentences. So having 2 stents, he must not exercise. Batuan, that's it, right? So you would just say that maybe at the end of your letter, if you're giving advice, maybe to the reader. What about false leg, guys? Having... Now, John's being a bit more clever, John. I like this. Having had 2 stents implanted, he should not do extensive exercises. Excellent. Okay. It's a bit closer to number 3, though, John. It's more like number 3 now. Okay. 2 actions that kind of are connected. Having 2 stents in the heart, he must not exercise.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That is
Okay.
her. Sorry. See.
No, I think we've got this. This is very good, guys. All right. So I'm just going to put one here so we have an example. Okay, so I'm going to put having 2 stents. In fact, let's do it like this. 1 second. I'll just keep it simple. Okay, so you could say, being a nurse, she provides lots of care and support. Provides care and support. Okay, so this is a diagram that I want you guys to study. You can get access to this on our website. So after this class, just go to the website and you'll be able to study this simple diagram and you can start to use it in your letters. But what I want to do now is I want to talk about the grammar. All right. Can anyone tell me, if I start with Fella, are you there?
Yes, Alan.
You've done a lot of grammar classes with Paul, right?
Yeah.
So what is a subject? What is that?
A subject is a person or thing who do the action.
Okay, and where is that in this sentence here? Watching TV on Monday. Where is
So
that?
watching TV on Mr. Green is the subject.
Mr. Green. Do we all agree? Is she right, guys? Mr. Green?
Yes. Yes.
Where's the verb?
Called.
Called.
Okay.
Called.
And we'll call this, we need a comma. So this is clause 2.
Yeah.
Right, clause 2. The first clause, what's the structure of the first clause? ING.
Yeah. Object.
What do we call these type of sentences with INGs and what do they have in them?
Gerund.
It's kind of like a noun phrase almost, guys,
Yeah.
but there's some rules here. You're not going to have a subject usually.
No,
okay?
we have an ing object.
You have ING. What else?
Noun.
Object, if you want.
Noun, yeah.
You have nouns.
Nouns,
What else do we have here, guys?
Position.
Prepositions.
Yeah.
Or what? That's it, really. Maybe articles. Okay.
But not verbs.
Comma.
But there's no verbs. There's no subject and verb. Does that make sense, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's do an example. Swimming. Swimming. Give me a preposition.
Swimming in the beach.
Swimming in the bridge.
Beach.
Beach. Okay. Swimming. ING. In. What type of word is in?
Preposition.
Preposition. So
Swimming regularly
in-
in the swimming pool.
what type of word is this though?
Article.
Article. So swimming in the or on the beach in the water. Okay. What type of word is this?
Preposition.
Preposition. What type of word is that?
Pronoun.
Adjective, I suppose. Adjective pronoun, right? So my friends. What do we call this type of thing that we're doing here? There's no verbs. What do we call it?
Noun clause.
Noun clause.
Kind of like a noun clause. Is that what Paul calls it in his grammar? There's many different names, okay? But does everyone understand here that I'm not going to do subject verb? Is that clear for everyone?
Yeah.
Like you can't say she watching TV, right? No subject verb, only INGs, nouns, prepositions, and some adjectives, okay? We'll call this a noun clause, okay? Noun clause. All right, what about this one though? What's the structure? Where's the subject here?
E.
Is it the same? So he. Okay, who opens the envelope?
He.
He opens.
Also he doing this one, right? Who is watching TV?
Mr. Green.
It's also the same guy, right? So two actions done by the same person in these examples. Okay, subject, verb, then we have comma. What comes before?
ING.
I'm going to call this again a ING noun phrase. Okay, so let's just call this ING noun phrase. Does anyone have any questions here? Do you get what I'm saying here?
Yeah.
I can't teach the whole noun phrase thing. It's too long, but I'm sure most of you know how to make these ING phrases, right? Watching TV with my brother, right? Cooking dinner in the evening. Can anyone else give me an example of an ING noun phrase?
Walking.
Walking with my brother
Yeah.
on the street on Wednesday, right? Can anyone else give me an example of an ING noun phrase?
Traveling
to Manchester. For coffee with Alan and Paul. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Is that going to happen, fella?
Traveling to Canaries would be with my family. Will be a great.
Would be a great experience. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so these ones are kind of the same. You've got your ING noun phrase, and then you've got subject verb. Okay. I'll try and make this a bit clearer here. So I'll get rid of this ING noun phrase, right? It's the same, guys. But number 3 is not the same, is it? What's happening in number 3? We've got
having.
Past participle.
Is it always having? Yes.
Yes.
Right. So having plus what?
Past participle.
Okay, that's the structure. It's a different structure. What does past participle mean?
Verb 3.
Verb 3.
Okay, so what's verb 3 for eat?
Eaten.
What's verb 3 for watch?
Watched.
Watch, right? So it's that third form of the verb. What tense do we normally use past participle?
Present perfect.
When present perfect, right?
Perfect.
So you're, past perfect, all the perfect tenses, right? Okay, so having plus PP, okay, blah, blah, blah. You can finish that with an object. Then we have
Subject, verb.
Verb, right? Okay, what about this one? A car crashing. Do you see how this one is different? What do we have here?
Subject.
Subject.
Yeah.
Verb.
So Roshni, do you see that what the difference here? I'm going to change the color.
Yeah, subject, verb.
I'm not saying you can't change them around sometimes, but usually you start with the subject and verb, but all the other ones you don't. You start with the ing.
Yeah.
Okay. So subject plus verb, car crashed, comma, and then we have ing. Noun phrase. Okay. Prepositions.
There is a verb in the
articles.
second, left.
Okay. So no, this means left as
Left
in.
soldier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Left.
So yeah, don't worry too much about that. What about being a mother of two? What's the structure?
ing.
We have here being. We have
It's being. Is it
being.
always being?
No, when it's
Having.
state.
Having. Right, guys, it's only ever being or having, as far as I can see. Right, I can't think of any other examples because we're talking about states. Right, they're not actions, they're not events. Okay, so being, having plus what?
Noun.
Yeah,
Noun.
right. So being, having plus noun, comma,
Subject, verb.
Subject, verb.
verb. Okay. So that's the kind of structure here. We always have one clause that is the noun ing phrase, and one clause that's the subject verb phrase. Usually it's the same person doing it in each case. All right. Does anyone want to ask me any questions about this?
Yeah, I have a question.
Go on, please.
Not a question. Yeah, can we put this noun phrase at the beginning and then the car crash happen in four?
That's a great question. Sometimes you can swap them, sometimes you can't. So
yeah,
I can't say injuring Mrs. Green's left shoulder, comma, a car crashed.
due to car crash.
It doesn't sound good. Just doesn't sound good, right? You could say due to,
Yeah.
but now you're changing the grammar.
Okay.
Could I say Mrs. Green called his mother watching TV on Monday? Again, it doesn't really sound good. It doesn't sound right to me, guys. It's not really grammar. It just doesn't sound natural. Okay. So stay with this, guys. Can I ask you guys to study this? And we'll do a future, maybe I'll ask Paul to review it in the future. Okay. If you want a copy of this diagram, it's going to go into the Skype group right now.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, have a look at it because you can definitely impress OET with this kind of phrase. Last thing we're going to do now, guys, is I'm going to stop talking. All right. And I want everyone here to write me 5 sentences. Okay. The surgery went well. These ones here. Okay. It's going to be a bit more difficult for you now. So I'll give you 4 or 5 minutes. All right. Change these sentences, please, into participle clause sentences. Start. You can start now. Thank you.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Just put your microphone on again.
Okay. Hello?
Put these into the chat box, please, guys. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Yes. How can I help?
Yes, Mr. Allen, I have one question.
Go on, please.
For our OET writing.
Yeah. You're building up the suspense here. Go on, tell me. What's your question? Oh, I think you've gone. No, it's not working.
Hello?
Hello, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I can hear you. But
Okay,
because
so
I using my mobile, so I have messenger
right.
calling, that's why.
Okay, so what's your question?
For our OET writing, which clause is better to write?
That's a great question. I was going to tell you that at the end, right? The most useful one for OET, guys, ready? This one. But you can use all of them. You can use all of them. This one as well. Right?
Okay.
Maybe number 4 as well, actually. All of these. Not so much number 1 and number 2. Not so much. Okay.
Okay.
Great
So
question.
better to
Okay.
use number 3 and number 5.
Yeah, because usually when you're writing your timeline paragraph, you can use it there. So you might say, for example, having been admitted to the hospital, right? Having been admitted to our hospital, he underwent surgery. That's a good one. Okay, but try this, guys. The surgery well, allowing Mr. Green return early. Type in the chat box if you're ready. I think we've got some coming through. I missed these. So Roshni. Yes, the surgery went well, allowing Mr. Green to return early. Having had successful surgery, Mr. Green returned early to home. Great, Raji. Fella. Being a diabetic, Mr. Green needs to be careful on his diet, with his diet. Good, but that's with his diet. The surgery was successful, allowing Mr. Green to return to his home early. Fresh to good. I'll just say names from now on. Gabrielle, number 1, very good. Sarah. Excellent, excellent. Roshni. Needs a careful diet, Roshni. Arsha. Very, very good. Although it sounds like you're shouting at me at the end with your capital letters. Alina, having had a surgery, Green was like, excellent, Alina. Sarah. Careful diet. Needs a careful diet. Very nice there. Keep going, guys. Try and write some sentences. Number 5 is very difficult. Raji, being a diabetic, Mr. Green needs to take a careful diet. Raji needs to have a careful diet. Kevin, very good with the diet one. Arsha needs a careful diet. Good. Fella. Excellent. Rita. Excellent, Rita. Gabrielle. Comma. Being diabetic, comma, Mrs. Green needs to have a careful diet. Excellent. Keep going, guys. Roshni. Excellent. Good. Excellent, Roshni. I like that one. Following a diet plan. Any more? Hope everything's still okay. Yeah. Here we go. Rita. Excellent. Good. Raji. Now the problem, Raji, the problem with the last one is you need to say being a mother for, and the second one, you need to do two ing clauses. Okay. So try again with that one, Raji. Really nice. I think a lot of you are getting that one. Having followed this diet carefully, screen condition improved. Fella, good. Virginia. Yeah, there you go. You've got it, Virginia. Virginia, sorry. I'm going to use your one as an example. Okay, very nice. Arsha, being a mother for, yeah, good. You've got it, Arsha. So you've done a double one there. It's really nice. Gabrielle. Good, just watch your spelling at the end there, Gabrielle. Elder. Excellent. Freshta. Okay, good. Kevin. Really lovely, Kevin. I really like that. I'm going to read that out. Kevin says, having experienced continuous pain in her right knee for 6 months, Mrs. Green has an appointment for a checkup on 20th Jan. So you just need to say January. Otherwise, it's informal. But apart from that, great. Rita, looks good. Excellent. Raji, good correction. You got it right now. Good. Rawan. So the problem with Rowan, the problem with that one is you need 2 participle clauses. Being a mother of 4 and try again, okay, Rowan? Talita, you can't almost say, but we can't say losting. That's not a word, okay? So try again. All right, I think most people are getting this. It's really nice. Rita says, having experienced progressive pain and right knee for 6 months, Mrs. Green has an appointment on 20th Jan. Just watch the spelling there.
This one is easier.
Let's go through this now, guys. I'll put some sentences on the board, and then I just want to show you one other thing, okay? So the surgery well allowing Mr. Green return early. So we're going to say, guys, can you all help me with this? The surgery went
well, or
and what's next?
you wrote the went well.
Oops, sorry, yeah, I forgot surgery. The surgery went well.
Yeah.
Allowing Mr. Green
Mr. Green to return
early.
Okay, there you go. There's a perfect sentence. Diabetic Mrs. Green. By the way, what type of sentence is that? Is that 1, 2, 3, or 4?
The surgery went well, so it's
One after another, 2.
4.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's
4.
I think it's 4. Okay,
Yeah.
it's 4 because you've got the ing, injuring, allowing. Okay. Is diabetic Mrs. Green needs careful diet? So
That's 5.
Being a diabetic.
yeah,
means
I didn't think of this one, but this is better. Yeah, being diabetic.
Mr. Green
Mrs. Green needs careful
needs
diet with her diet.
And what type of participle clause is this?
5.
It's number 5, isn't it? Okay,
5, yeah.
good. What about the next one here? Let me just get some of these into.
It should be being or
3,
diabetic or
3.
being diabetic.
You can say both. You can say
having
both.
followed
So,
his diet.
having followed. Okay, so what type is this then? Having followed, guys?
3.
3. So having followed his diet.
His diet, having followed his diet carefully, Mr. Green's conditions improved.
Mr. Green's
improved.
condition. You could say has improved, right?
Yeah, has improved.
Because that's present perfect again. Okay, so I won't go into that, but I know you're studying that with Paul. Okay, so has experienced progressive pain. Kevin, do you want to give us your sentence here, Kevin? Thought it was really good. All right, guys, help me out with number 4.
Having experienced progressive pain.
Yeah, having experienced progressive pain
in her right.
In her right
knee for
6 months. Mrs. Green
Has an appointment, has a checkup.
with a, you need to put a dash in here, guys. Has checkup
Appointment
on
20th
January.
January.
Do I say 20th of like this?
Not necessarily.
In a
It's
letter, the
optional.
letter style is no of. Okay. Okay. So last one, Virginia, you there?
Yes.
Hopefully you're. I had your sentence. I thought I had your sentence. All right. So you tell me. You tell me.
Yeah, being a mother of 4 kids and
Wait a second,
having
Virginia.
lost her
Can I say
husband.
kids? Can I say 4 kids?
Yeah, why not?
Children.
It's informal in the
Oh.
letter. So 4 children and
And having lost her husband.
having lost. See, having and
Lost.
being.
Being.
See, excellent. So having lost
Her
her husband.
husband. She's very busy. No, she's
Very
always very busy.
busy. She is always very busy at home. Okay, so we have these example sentences. So guys, what does this number 5 tell you? I can have
8.
2 if I want.
Yeah.
Right, so don't be afraid in your, especially with number 5, you could have 2.
Okay.
Right? You could also probably say, I won't do this now, but you might be able to, you could say something like this. Having opened the envelope and having, what else did she do just before she read, or not just before? Having slept.
6.
Is that okay?
She looks-
What do we think? Yes or no?
No.
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 Yeah, no, it's okay. You can put in 2. right? We're just saying that these
same or different situation.
this is one after the other, not immediately. So first she opened the envelope, then she slept, then the next day
And
she
then
read
he
it.
did. Okay.
Maybe she knows it's going to be bad news.
Okay. Yeah, probably.
We've all been there where we don't want to read the letter. Okay, so that's basically it. I'm going to finish this class though, guys, today. I will take a few questions, but I want to show you something now. Okay, I think most of you can make really nice participle clauses, which is great. Let me show you an example, real example. Okay, we'll leave that for now. And I want you guys to draw on my screen. Can anyone see the participle clause in this? This is a real letter from one of my students.
Having experienced progressive pain.
Being a mother of 4.
There's a few here. Can we underline them?
Being a mother of 4 and
there you go. There's one.
I have a question, Alan.
Yeah, I'll take some questions in a second. But I just wanted to show you guys in context, right? This is what it looks like in context. Okay. Okay, questions. Yes, go on, fella.
Yes. For example, for some verbs that we cannot use in active ways, for example, to be operated. For example, Mrs. Green have been or having been operated on both her knees.
Yeah, that's a great point. Okay. Okay, so there's certain verbs, guys, especially in OET. Your example is very good, fella, where you can't say having in the active. You have to use the passive voice for the noun phrase. All right, let me just show you an example. We can discuss this, guys, if you want. Go on, give us that again, fella.
Having been operated on both her knees, Mrs. Green cannot walk without wheelchair.
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 Okay. Now, is that one? This one's wrong, isn't it, guys? Right? Because normally that would be correct.
But it's so.
But why is that wrong? Sorry.
It's a noun.
Being operated. It's
remember I said that this person is doing the action. Do you remember that, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Like watching TV, he called his mother. Who is watching TV? He. Right? Or if I say cooking dinner, he thought about OET. Okay, who is thinking about OET?
Ellen.
Okay, and who is cooking dinner?
Ellen.
Right. Okay, can Mrs. Green do the operation herself?
No.
Okay, so when you realize that this action, this event cannot be done by Mrs. Green, we're going to put in
having been.
Having been.
Yeah. Okay. Now it's passive voice.
Mama.
So who did the operation on the knees?
Doctor.
Surgeon.
Okay. So that's just a basic. We can talk about that in future class. That's the passive. Really, passive applies in many different situations. Okay. All right. Any more questions on this before I say goodbye? I'll just put this here. Are we all good?
In that later, Ellen, there was after examining. Is it a participle clause or?
Yeah. Now this is a very interesting point. Now, language is very strange because you can combine things sometimes. So I could say that again. After examining his feet, okay, he what? He prescribed medicine, right? So here we've got the word after. What if I said
Having.
Examining his feet, he prescribed medicine? What's the difference, guys?
No difference because it's also saying one after another. Examining the thing after.
Well, think about these meanings. Is it happening at the same time?
No, different time.
No.
So it's not number one, is it? Okay. Is it number 3?
No.
No, because it's not having examined, right? So it must be number
2.
Number 2. Okay. So it's what we're saying is that he immediately prescribed the medicine. All right. But if I say after, then it doesn't really sound like it happened immediately. Does that make sense? Doesn't sound like so immediate. Yeah, but this one sounds immediate.
Subsequently, he prescribed medication.
Yeah, as soon as you start adding in these extra words, it makes it a bit stronger. Does that make sense? So you can, it doesn't sound like immediately after. All right, that's a great question. I'll put that here. All right, any more questions like that? I'm getting very, very high quality questions today.
Excuse me, Alan.
Yeah.
You know the exercise number 5, saying being a mother of 4. Can I say losing her husband without saying having lost?
Yes, you can, right? And that's a very, very good point. So I could say, where is it? Is it here?
Yeah,
Yeah, down.
It does change the meaning though, Ling. If I say losing her husband, it sounds, how do I explain this? Being a mother for and losing, it sounds like it happened recently. Okay, now that sounds like it's happened recently. But if I say having lost, it sounds like that could have happened maybe 6 months or maybe last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So this one sounds like recently. This one sounds like sometime in the past. Yeah, exactly. So that's very high level grammar that there, guys. I think I'm going to wrap it up there. Thanks very much, everyone, for watching. Hope it was useful today. I'll see you guys tomorrow anyway.
Thank you,
And,
Alan.
Thank you, Alan.
My pleasure. Take care.
Thank you.
Have a lovely day,
Thank you,
everyone.
Alan. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.